This is Wolfenstein Youngblood. You're playing as the Blazkowicz twins. You're headed to, well, I guess a Nazi-controlled France in order to help the, I don't know, the resistance there, aka mostly try to find your father, who has gone missing. It's an interesting, kind of smaller story within the Wolfenstein universe. They tend to do this, these little smaller spin-offs. And yeah, I actually quite like this one, which seems to be different from what most people think. But yeah, I think it's actually kind of a neat little side game. It's fun, it's engaging. I like the dynamic of the twins engaging with one another. And we do, I think, another player joined. Anyways, doesn't matter. Let's look at the visual options. So we're on Xbox Series X, obviously, and we've got three options. We got dynamic resolution off, on, or aggressive. So we're going to just try it with off. And it actually seems to be running quite well. So what that is a native 4K resolution at 60 FPS, and we have the benefit of HDR, which looks great. So anyways, yeah, this is kind of a neat game. Let's get into the action and generally just see how this sort of thing holds up in comparison to, I don't know, just kind of standing around doing nothing. It looks like we've got the other player actually has some customization going on, which is kind of cool. So anyways, it's a little bit more, I guess you could say, futuristic in comparison to the initial Wolfenstein games. You know, obviously things in the series have changed. The big what-if kind of thing going on is Germany takes over the world, and you're just kind of fighting back across different locations. And yes, I will be showing off the other Wolfenstein titles as well down the road. Huzzah! Nice. I don't know, it's just kind of a strange little different type game, because you kind of go through these, I guess you could say, almost slightly open world areas in order to do missions and objectives along the way. It's kind of fun and a little bit entertaining. It definitely, I guess you could say, a different sort of game. It's unique, it's got all the crazy weapons, the crazy action. You've just got a different situation that you're kind of working through, and there's like little side things you can do as well if you want, and of course well-made missions as well, as you try to find out where your father is, and of course, you know, doing some sort of end game battle thing. And yeah, it's just kind of a neat different title is what I'm trying to get across. It's definitely got some different elements to it. It's also cool because it's a game you can play, you know, with someone else. You can do online. I just set up a match where I'm hosting. I was trying to join a match, but you know, there was no one set up with one, so I hosted one. And then obviously we've had a person join. Really, that wasn't reloaded. Unbelievable. And you're just kind of working together, and well, generally getting hurt if your other player is not playing. Oh no, where are you? What are you doing? Oh, shared life lost. Oh no. Anyways, it's definitely a little bit crazy, and it's got some cool abilities to it. Like, I like the suits, I like the crazy style of you being able to move around the environment like this. It's kind of nuts. And then again, the whole sister dynamic's kind of fun. I like how they interact with one another. Oh, I leveled up. Awesome. So that's kind of cool, and they got all these like weird things. They're just like a really messed up group. But I mean, growing up in this world, what are you exactly expecting, right? They're not going to be the most well-adjusted individuals out there. I love the dynamics of like helping one another up. And then the AI is actually pretty, you know, whoa, oh yeah, I forgot that thing was up there, like a Terminator. The AI is actually kind of helpful. You know, when you don't have another real player joining in, you have the AI kind of passively with you. But it very much is a focused multiplayer game, and I like that because it's something a little bit different from the series. You know, it's something a little bit more unique, and it's something just, I think, unexpected. Like, I don't think a lot of people would have anticipated them to do a Wolfenstein title like this. That's for sure. But I kind of like what it is. I enjoy these, you know, smaller types of approaches. Like, this game looks gorgeous right now. Like, visually, it looks really good. I'm just wondering, maybe we should try quickly doing something. Let's do the aggressive dynamic resolution. Wonder if they're annoyed because we're not really specifically doing anything. Oh yeah, and then there's a lot of these like shared moments. It kind of opens up, I think it opens up on like a cool blimp part. I thought that was pretty fun. And yeah, I don't specifically have anything in mind for what we're doing. We're just kind of running around the open world. I think this maybe makes it feel a little bit more fluid. I think you can actually get away with the, you know, the thing off. But this is like the dynamic resolution on, but not at like fully aggressive. Whereas the other one is like full on aggression for that. But let's see, let's turn it off. I don't know, it feels kind of fluid throughout any of the modes, at least I'm thinking. Might sound a bit odd, but yeah, it's feeling like really good. And it doesn't seem to have any sort of issues during the intense combat. Maybe there's a scene or two where it might have problems, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. And then, you know, these side little missions. And I guess there's, I don't know if we have, there's like a store where you can get like gold and, you know, kind of get like some of the customization things. And you can see the different appearance items. You can change the look of your character, have all these different designs and different helmet things. You know, there's like some personalization. It's just kind of a fun, weird, or different thing. And there's like abilities you level up and improve with your characters. So there's a little bit extra that you can kind of work towards if you want, you know, something else to engage with in the game. It's just an extra layering right on top of the experience. I thought, you know, it provided a decent length in terms of like the story content. And again, I kind of like the characters. I liked what this one provided. Where did they go? Are they over here? Ow. We gotta get in here, I think, for this one. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I like the Wolfenstein series. It's definitely wild, especially this, you know, latest incarnation of it. I think they definitely have a lot of fun with the scope of it, the combat, the characters you're playing with, and yeah, it definitely has some surprising moments that I think might kind of, well, I'm assuming they're going to lead into the next Wolfenstein title, which I'm guessing is going to be like Wolfenstein 3, I don't know. Whatever the case is, I'm kind of excited to see where they go with it and what they do. Because this one, to me, was enjoyable for what it was. Definitely a little bit different and unique. And I like the family dynamic. It's actually kind of fun that they're, you know, kind of connecting and working together and growing up. Because they are doing a lot of, I guess you could say almost, time jumps within this series in regards to the different releases. And it's weird that they're not specifically keeping in one era. I don't know, maybe that's also interesting, the fact that they're willing to progress the world outside of just like staying in a bubble of combat, right? You're seeing an active change in your foes and the dynamics of the world, and then they're getting more and more high-tech and stuff because it's like a big what-if situation, and I think that's kind of fun too. Oh, hello there. You get a different weapon and reload. So yeah, as you're seeing, you know, you got lots of different options in regards to weapons to use. Why does it keep wanting me to use that gun? Ugh! The other player's probably so, like, just fed up with me. I think they got better weapons or something. Let's see what we got here. I guess we use this. Lots of different fun tools and gadgets. What a weird game. Oh, Soph needs me. I'm right there.
Need your help over here, dude.
Yeah, it seems like they play this a lot or something. Probably happy just to have someone online to jump into this with. Yeah, kind of a cool tone. And again, I want to get back to the fact that I think more games should, or more franchises should experiment with these smaller titles. Woo! And I know they won't necessarily be for everyone, or everyone will necessarily love each of them. But it's fun to kind of see experiments and different smaller things that add to the overall story of, you know, the Wolfenstein series. Because I think this universe is kind of ripe for different experiences. And it's also weird that they just keep it around the family, too. Because I think you could really show off unique perspectives in this universe if you did different perspectives and different characters along the way. I don't know, I think that might be fun too to explore down the road. But we'll have to see what they do with it, because obviously, you know, I guess I didn't even mention really the health and armor system's kind of really fascinating in these games, because it's sort of like a throwback style. You actually got to be collecting, you got to keep killing, and that's like a big part of it. So we're stealing an Enigma machine. I guess we could wrap up by doing that, but yeah, such a cool, weird title. Are we actually going to do this? Yeah, I don't know if we're running there. I just feel like I'm totally distracted running around. Whoop. Oh, we're not getting down. But anyways, I also want to say like the architecture and the atmosphere of the environments is quite incredible and really lovely. It's sort of wild to see this type of environment in such a smaller scope sort of game. I think that's kind of fun. And yeah, that whole blimp sequence is just my favorite part of this, I think, almost. I don't know, there's some cool levels. I like the, not the cave part, but I kind of like the last level a bit too. Thought that one was kind of creative. But yeah, I've also tried this, and I wanted to talk about this too. I've tried this with the NVIDIA RTX feature, so that's ray tracing. So I've actually seen this game with ray tracing in action, and it's incredibly cool. I actually wish they would, you know, if they could do an update to this one. I don't think they ever will, but I think that would be really cool to see them actually boost this with that, because it's a very fascinating sort of subtle effect in this that I think adds a lot to the experience in ways that people wouldn't necessarily, you know, fully grasp unless you saw that. Oh, the floppy terminal. Those are always fun. They use like floppy disks for some reason. It's just hilarious. Hello there. Goodbye. Anyways, I think that about sums up our experience with Wolfenstein Youngblood and how it looks and how it's playing. I think it's cool that they were finally able to achieve the full resolution scope there. That's kind of exciting. I don't know. Definitely different.